The U.S. election has been the highlight of news for the last year, no matter what country you're a part of, with arguably the most, if this is the right word, thrilling journey, with both candidates, Biden and Trump, giving the public way too much to talk about. And now, Kamala, we throw in the mix with a potential first African-American female president. Sounds exciting. People have so much to talk about, but tonight we're going to be giving you something that's not often discussed between Canadians. Who is the best leader for Canada? Joining me, Brittany, Wyatt, and Anthony. Guys, ladies, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I want to start off, Anthony. I'm just curious, does it really matter who the leader of the United States is for Canada? Do
Absolutely.
we really care?
Yes.
But do you think average Canadians care?
Yes, I do.
Really?
Yes.
After I show you the streeters?
So that's fine. The people I talk to are very concerned. And it dominates the news. It dominated the news. I remember in 2015 when President Trump first ran, it just dominated our news. And people were very focused on it. I've seen a lot of changes, especially socially in our country, and the demeanor of some Canadians because of him.
Do you find there's a larger divide because of the U.S. election in Canada?
I mean, I honestly really don't think a lot of people care about it from a policy standpoint in Canada. I think a lot of people in Canada seem to care about it because they like, Donald Trump because he's funny, or they like Kamala Harris because she would be the first woman president. In terms of the actual familiarity with some of the policy issues, not strong whatsoever. I don't think people care in any way in Canada on those.
So, Brittany, I have a stat for you, and I'm excited to present this to you. In 2020, 32% of Canadians held a favorable view of the United States. Of course, President Donald Trump was in office. And now with a new president, 64% express a positive opinion of the country. What does that say, one, about Canadians, and two, about the United States?
Well, first of all, let me say it's so interesting to hear your guys' perspective and like what you're getting on the news over there about what's going on over here. Yeah, I mean, listen, I think Canadians are pretty well known for being nice people, and I think that is a good stereotype to have. It doesn't totally surprise me. Listen, Donald Trump, the former president, he's got a bombastic personality, and it's one that rubs a lot of people the wrong way. But listen, a lot of people here in the States do like him. It's going to be a tight race. It was tight in 2020. Obviously, he won in 2016. And I think that is just maybe we're all in line that it's not time for another Trump presidency, and maybe it's time for to move the Republican Party, in my personal opinion, in a different direction. And maybe VP Harris will pull it out this November.
Yeah, I think it says a lot about Canadians, how they view the U.S. election and just the journey that's on. I think we find it very entertaining, but at the same time, I do want to say it says that as Canadians, we are a little bit more sorry, but a little bit more passive. We don't love, when a leader stands up and makes some of the remarks and is less diplomatic. I think we're used to a diplomatic prime minister in most cases, right, Anthony?
Well, yeah, of course. Why would anybody want that in a leader? No, and he's not exactly.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, as Americans are a little bit more divided on that. Trump speaks very freely versus who was President Obama was not the most free speaker, but very smart with the things that he said. So it's just interesting the balance there, why America supports.
I find, so to his point, Wyatt's point, I find the people who like that kind of behavior are not in tune with any of the policies or how the country works.
I don't know if that's fair to say about half of the country.
Well, I think it's fair to say because most of the people, there's a statistic where almost half the people in the United States can't name the three branches of government. So
and you think that's the Trump side?
No, I'm not. I never said it was the Trump side. I'm just saying if that's a statistic in that country and you see this guy come out and just say whatever he wants, there's already been cynicism about government. This all goes back to Nixon resigning and getting caught with Watergate.
Okay, we've got two more segments to talk about Trump and Biden and Kamala as well. But I'm just curious, Brittany, just real quick, you got about 20 seconds here. What do we need the United States to be from a global perspective? And what do you think Canadians expect from the United States?
Yeah, well, in the United States, we like to think of ourselves as a global superpower. And I don't know how everyone else sees us, but I think that we have pretty much lived up to that, hopefully. And I think for Canadians, we want someone who we can be, hand in hand with, collaborate with, and work together. We share a border. And so we need to be friends and allies here, I think.
Why do you think, real quick, it's possible for the United States and Canada to work together on a lot of things, but also be individualistic with their own jobs, et cetera?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's dependent on who the president is, for starters. I mean, I think right now, for example, both governments are liberal. It's much easier to do that.
Right.
I think naturally a lot of the collaboration kind of comes because the policies are so similar.
Okay, we'll be right back.
I'ma rule the world, yeah.